Woe to him who builds a town with bloodshed and establishes a city with iniquity. Welcome. You're now tuned in to Family Life, where you can find the good, the bad, and the ugly, the past, present, future, what it is, what it was, and what it looks like. Because it is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. Now let's go fish. But before we do, I'd like to propose a toast to building, creating, turning something out of nothing. Every day, every second, we are building something, whether we know it or not, whether we're conscious of it or not, whether we like it or not. We are building our moment, our life, our reality. So, a toast to building. I felt inspired by a friend of mine one day. We had a conversation, and during these corona times that we're in, these alcoholic times, I call them, he was home quite a bit due to the situation at hand, and one of his hobbies is building, creating, putting his hands to a hammer, a piece of wood, and making something out of nothing. He's made fish tanks, TV stands with shelves, air plants, holders. I mean, he does his thing. He does his thing. And one day I had called him and I just said, "What have you built today?" You know, because it felt like second nature, because he was just building every day, making something, you know, keeping himself busy. So he returned the message, and he said, well, you know, I haven't really built anything today, but he said, "I like the way you said that, you know." He said, "That should be like a catchphrase or a motto to life. What have you built today? You know, what have you done with your life today?" And when he said that, you know, I kind of thought about it, and I said, you know, there's a certain depth to what he was saying and that whole idea. And so I delved a bit. I went fishing, and I started to think about years, days of old, the gladiator days when they built coliseums and the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Taj Mahal, the Eiffel Tower. I mean, all these monuments and stadiums and coliseums and roads and bridges. I mean, it can go on and on. And the pride one must have when you finish building something like the Verrazano Bridge. Being I'm from New York, I'll throw in the Verrazano. That comes to mind. The Verrazano Bridge, my New Yorkers can relate. And to drive by or across the bridge, knowing that you put your hands to that bridge and created this, I mean, built this from nothing, from scratch, is amazing. It has to be an amazing feeling. This is what I would think. If this is something that you do for a profession, it might be, you know, old hat, something you're used to, so you might not take true pride or gratification from this act. I would hope you would, though, because it is absolutely amazing to me to consider the time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears that goes into such an endeavor. But just imagining that feeling one would have once they finish building something so incredible. Like, wow, I did that. Wow, I did that. And then I started to bring it into a more singular level, an individual level. And I asked myself, what have I built today? I'm not much of a handyman. I'm not really one to fashion myself with a hammer and a nail, but I do what I can, you know. But I said to myself, okay, if I don't build bridges and canals and the like, what is it that I am building? And then I began to get deeper into it, and then I thought about the things that aren't built with hands, the things that are more interpersonal. Like for me, I've discovered through years of searching that one of the things I am here on this planet to do is to serve the masses. And one of the ways I do that is by doing this. I've created my YouTube channels to use my talent and my gift to share and spread to others so that I may uplift, so that I may ignite, inspire, do the things that you build in heaven that can't be destroyed with hands, that aren't made with hands. These are the things that I fashion myself with. And I feel like each and every one of us are builders. Every second of the day, we build through a kind word. We build houses of love. We build houses of kindness. We build houses of patience, opportunity. The things we do and the things we say are, in a metaphysical sense, building from nothing. We're creating these emotions. We're building these emotions, ultimately living in them. We're inhabiting these houses. And so I have put my hard hat on, and I have dedicated myself to build houses of love, houses of kindness, houses of happiness, houses of peace, harmony, and understanding, just to name a few. And this is what it's all about. This, I believe, is the gift that each and every one of us have. And it's up to us to choose what kind of home, what kind of house we are building. What kind of house are we building? Build a house and inhabit it. Plant a garden and eat its fruit. You see, the life that we want to live, the life that we construct, is totally our doing. It is our making. What kind of home are we building? What kind of foundation are we setting forth? Are we laying down? Is it a sturdy foundation? Is it a foundation that is made with bricks, steel, mortar? Or is it a foundation made out of hay, sticks, pebbles that can easily be blown away? You see, I ask myself at the end of every day, since I've had the conversation with my friend, What have you built today? Because I want to build solid relationships with my friends and family and those that I haven't met yet, those who I'm speaking to right now. I want to build harmonious, loving, peaceful, understanding relationships. I want to build a house full of joy and happiness. I have this power. This is the power that has been given to me since birth, and I will take absolute advantage of it. And I hope after you hear this message, you will choose to build something that makes you smile, that makes others smile. Not house built with iniquity or with bloodshed. Nah, those days are over. We're ascending, we're uplifting, we're uniting. All for one, you know the rest. What have you built today? What have you built? Take your time. Take your time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Enjoy yourself. Smell the roses. Grab a cup of tea, nice cup of hot chocolate if it's cold outside. And just build. If it's not an actual house or a barn or a road or a monument, build a relationship, a solid relationship with a friend of yours. Give someone a call that you haven't called in a while. Go up to a stranger and just give them a hug. But first ask first, social distancing and all. But spread a little love. That's what we're here for. That's what it's all about. What have you built today? But before I go, I must ask you, what have you forgotten? Go fish.